against cheating with a video about you that I think he since deleted, where he expressed some suspicions about a game that you played. Now, everybody has said things that they take back. I'm not trying to reopen old wounds, but I have sort of two questions, and you can answer either or neither. The first is, you have to admit that most chess players, most independent chess players, do very strongly disagree with a lot of Kramnik's assertions, his methods, a lot of his accusations. I can speak to that personally. What would you say to his sort of anti-cheating allegations, and do you agree with his general approach? And on a second note, what do you find impressive about Kramnik? Can you share a little bit of what Kramnik has taught you about chess, perhaps about life, and what do you think is misunderstood by the chess public at large about Vladimir Kramnik?
Yeah, well, I obviously have been a victim of false accusations, so I'm probably the least accusatory and the most sympathetic to false accusations, right? So I certainly, you know, what Kramnik, who he accuses and what methods he uses, that's his business, not mine. When he did, let's say, accuse me or simply ask a question, I more so think that Kramnik has an issue with, you know, certain. I think that for him, when he poses certain questions, it's simply that he wants things to be properly investigated, and that's perhaps his perspective. Maybe I'm interpreting.
But do you see how people can think?
No, I certainly
heavily insinuating that like the majority of GMs are cheating.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, you know, my experience with Kramnik, obviously, I reacted to his video in a certain way, and I reacted with diplomacy, and I reacted with respect, and after we did set up a training camp in Geneva, obviously, he's been a great mentor and help, but, you know, in terms of his cheating accusations, you know, I'm probably the last person to accuse anyone of cheating. It's like I'm probably the least paranoid of them all, because for me, I could never imagine myself doing anything, so then I would assume that no one else would. So people might find that ironic, but that's the reality. I do think that certain accusations, obviously, I don't agree with, but I do think that, you know, again, I have no interest in continuing unnecessary strife with large chess organizations. I hope that you might, you know, I recognize that it's in the best interest of myself and chess to not, you know, extend certain arguments. But, you know, I think that people have opinions. Certain things go too far, but he's entitled to his opinion. And, you know, unfortunately, there are many other players who also accuse people falsely, and I don't think they've been held to the same standard. I know I've just lost Hikaru, and much respect to him, but I do think that Hikaru, you know, has made a lot of false accusations, and he should be held to the same standard as Kramnik. So I think everyone's accusations should be met with fact and should provide evidence. If you don't provide evidence, then you shouldn't speak it, you know, because they're so damaging. But you asked me what he taught me, or sorry, repeat the last part.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not asking you to name the specific anti-Berlin line that came from Kramnik's chess-based file, but you've also pointed out that his influence extends past, you know, very specific chess things into life. Can you offer a bit of an insight into what you think makes him as wise as he is, and some of the ways that he's impacted your approach to chess and life? Yeah,
well, I was actually speaking to him in between games in this match, not yesterday. I would say that I think that he has an amazing sort of intuitive feel for the game. He came to a rapid match in Paris against Bacrot, and he watched one game, and he immediately pointed out how, you know, I was playing too quickly. I need to pause. He told me this story about Anand and how Vichy was an extremely fast rapid player, but what made him so dangerous was that he knew the exact moment to pause, and he explained that a rapid is all about knowing when to pause, when to think, and playing quite fast can be quite effective, but if you don't pause at the critical moment, then it's just a waste. So, you know, those types of experiences, and he, you know, since I do not have many, let's say, supporters or friends or even sponsors in the chess world, it's nice to have someone with so much experience and such a legend of the game to believe in you. So I would say that those are the main ways that he's helped.
do you wish that he would shift his focus in his public-facing statements from what he's doing now to offering his chess wisdom? Do you regret that he has the reputation, which I would argue is perhaps not well earned in terms of any hate, which should be disparaged, but in terms of people's objective assessment of the majority of his statements, do you wish that he would shift his focus and offer some of that wisdom to the world?
Well, he's coaching the Uzbekistan team, so I guess he's offering some wisdom. I do think that it's important for there to be not just to be one consensus, and in the chess world there's often one consensus, and I think we should welcome challenging voices. However, cheating accusations are a very serious thing and have a serious detrimental impact on people's careers. So perhaps it's not my job to judge, but he could certainly be more diplomatic, as can I. But sometimes when you or believe in something, you are not as diplomatic as you should be, which in some cases is necessary, some cases it's not. He has a lot of wisdom to bestow, and I think he has the right intentions, but I guess it's for the people to decide, not me.
Final question, Hans. Obviously, there has been a lot of labeling done. People see you very differently. You've been called the bad boy of chess, the villain of chess. Obviously, you've been compared to Fischer, sometimes positively, sometimes not. Fischer is another one of your idols. Do you embrace this label? You called yourself a revolutionary in the Levy-Rosman interview that triggered some waves. How do you see yourself, and do you wish that your general perception by the chess public were redefined, or do you embrace that label and does it carry you forward? How do you wish the chess public's perception of you to change in the coming months?
To be honest, I don't mean to mock Hikaru, but I really don't care about what people think of me and how the public perceives me. I only care about if I'm a good influence on whoever my supporters or fans are. I only care that if I manage to be an inspiration to others. People's perception of me is curated, and I think my life and the things that have happened to me are extremely nuanced, and I feel that it's hard for most people to understand all the context and details. So for me, my understanding of the public view of me, I don't take it too seriously, because I've never watched a YouTube video in my life and written even a comment, if not even a hate comment. So I would say that sometimes there is a silent, a vocal minority, but I do think that my legacy will be as a competitive player. I might be known for other things, but I got fourth in the speed championship. I do think that I'm the fourth best speed player in the world. I think that
No offense, but if you still think calling attorneys or dealing with insurance companies is the best way to